Okay, Jerry Jorgensen, Jerri Jorgensen, husband Mark, Mark, same last name, from St. George, Utah, and being separated by a big ocean, both being in quarantine right now. Correct. Right. It is 4 o'clock exactly p.m. But I'm a day ahead of you. So yeah, I'm in the future. There's four of us. There's another couple that we travel with all the time, and they're from California. We're from Utah, and this is probably our sixth or seventh cruise we've done with them. We've traveled all over the world with them. End of the 15-day cruise, and find out that our ship is going to be in quarantine for a while. So the first night we were just in quarantine. They wouldn't let us onto the dock. We were anchored off the dock. They had medical people come on, take temperatures, and then there was about 10 that tested positive. So then we were in quarantine in our cabins. So that meant that they were scrambling. They had to bring, all those people food 3 times a day into their cabins. They were all gowned up. They were not in hazmat suits. There were people that came in hazmat suits, but I didn't see any of them. And then, we were allowed to go up on deck about every 3 days for about an hour to walk and get some fresh air. But we were lucky. We had a balcony and a larger room. So we weren't as confined as like maybe an inside cabin might have been. That would have been really, really challenging. And then I tested positive about, what was it, 10 so days into our quarantine. I was whisked away in an ambulance up to a hospital. And then I get word the next day that they're taking Mark and our friends to California. Then our friends end up in Omaha, Nebraska because he had tested positive. My friend Jerry, she's also a Jerry. She has never tested positive. She's been negative this whole time. Yeah, correct. Right. There were six of them, huh? Yeah. Yeah, only but yesterday I they do a nasal swab and a throat swab. Yesterday my nasal swab came back negative. So I'm headed in the right direction. So they tested me again today. I'll get results in the morning. Hopefully they'll both be negative. Then they wait 24 hours, get another test result. They're both negative. I'm out of the hospital. Not necessarily. It's not like his 14 days begins or anything. As soon as he gets two negatives, it could be tomorrow. He'll be tested every day as well. It could be 3 or 4 days from now. It could be a week from now. We just don't know. But when he gets those two negatives, he's out of there as well. Not in the hospital, but in a pretty nice apartment actually. There on base. Correct. Still no symptoms. Me neither. It's good. It's good. I mean, we're feeling very healthy, and I know. I mean, and you brought up the scare of coronavirus. It is a scare. People need to relax and chill. And I mean, Becca, I know you're lovely and you work for the media, and I get all that at your job, but this is not that big of a deal. It is a flu. Let's talk about the 20,000 that have already died from a different strain of flu in America. But we're not talking about that. No Americans have died. None. So, I mean, people are just over exaggerating it. I mean, it's just getting blown so out of proportion. And that's a frustration for us to watch because our friends, I mean, I'm glad they pray for us and all that stuff, but I go, pray for your neighbor that's struggling with something else across the street. We're fine. We're fine. It's blown out of proportion. I'm telling you, and you'll probably edit that out, but if you leave it in, I really feel strongly that this is really blown out of proportion.
Yeah, no, I'd love to keep that in. Now, tell me, where have you been seeing a lot of the hype? I mean, I certainly know in the news and the media, but we get so many voices on the news. Where are you hearing it the most?
Absolutely. Probably my very favorite that I would love people to go listen to is Dr. Drew. He has a very clear perspective on this, on how this is being run. When the CDC got involved, and yeah, they have a job to do. I get that. And should we be smart? Yes. And take precautions? Yes. But do we need to panic? No. And they're actually showing that masks they don't do anything. They may protect someone that's ill from getting someone else ill, but it's not going to protect you from getting it. So, I mean, there's just so much. I love his perspective. I think and I get that negative news and scare things sell. It sells newspapers, it gets people nervous and excited, but it's a scare tactic. And so I talk to my grandchildren all the time. I says, you're fine. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Cough and sneeze into your shirt. The things that we are supposed to be doing. You're going to be fine. I have a lot of friends saying, we have a trip scheduled. I go on your trip. They says, really, after what you've been through? I says, go on your trip. Live your life and quit living in fear. That would be my biggest message.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I know our boss has been pushing the mantra facts, not fear. So we really are trying to
Oh, I love
change that.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, facts, not fear. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I appreciate your perspective because we hear both sides. We hear people, we've heard from
I
doctors
know.
who have said the flu is a bigger deal. Let's be concerned with the flu, and then we hear conflicting. It's this balance between, like you said, be prepared, wash your hands, be,
Sure.
common sense. But yeah,
And the
yeah,
people that are dying are already compromised, just like the flu is here. I mean, if they have an underlying condition, the people that have died that were on the Diamond Princess cruise ship were all in their 80s and they got pneumonia or they had underlying conditions. And not that we shouldn't watch out for our elderly. Oh my goodness, of course we should. But they're the ones that are compromised. So, live healthy lives, eat healthy, exercise, get out, take a walk, ride your bike. It's going to be fine.
yeah. Um, um, so your husband is heading to. I know you mentioned, he was told, hey, we need the room for other people, or what was his message?
Yeah, that's what they told him. He says, we need this room, so we are transferring you. And he goes, wait, what? I just got here. I mean, I think he spent one night there. And so they were going to transfer him. And he says, well, if you're going to transfer me, can you transfer me closer to home? Like to Utah? And they says, well, we can't make that happen tonight. So we're going to take you here and then we'll work on that. So hopefully that is what's going to be happening because he's symptom free. He feels fine. And I get that, there gets to be a time space and we get to test negative before we get out in the public. I agree with all that. I think that's just absolutely great. I could have been quarantined in a room somewhere, whatever. I don't need to be in the hospital. I've never received any kind of treatment as far as medicines because I don't need them. We're not being treated, we're being quarantined. It's crazy.
So you're basically just sitting and waiting, and
I'm
not
just
doing
waiting.
much.
Yeah, but I have a yoga mat. They brought me in a yoga mat. So I do a lot of Pilates and I do makeup bar classes and I try to dance in my room with my headphones so I kind of get some cardio because I'm a mountain biker. I can't be in total crappy shape when I get home.
Total side note, but Salt Lake City, I think, has the most beautiful airport. The views, I just absolutely love. So lots
Yeah.
of outdoor activities in that state for sure.
Yeah, Utah is the bomb. I shouldn't say that because I don't want everyone in the world to move there, but it's the most amazing state I think in the whole country.
Yeah, you better be careful because Californians have this tendency to move to cool places nearby as
I'm just
well.
telling you, I know. I got to be careful of that.
Yeah. um, so, so they said basically we need you to go to this hospital because we can't move you that far. Did they tell them why they couldn't move them?
They were going to move him to Oakland and then that didn't happen. Then they were going to move him up. No, he is just, I don't know. I mean, he's started to use his voice going, well, no, wait a minute, I got to know about this. And it was kind of interesting from Travis Air Force Base, from his little apartment place that he was in, to the ambulance to go 6 miles to the hospital. They had U.S. Marshals following him, like this close. I don't. I mean, what's he gonna do? Run? He's not that fast. Trust me. Please. It seems like a little bit overboard, but anyway, it is what it is. And both of us, we run an addiction treatment center, and so what we teach is that you live in the present, you live in the moment, you don't catastrophize the future, and you accept what is. And so we've had a lot of time to practice exactly what we preach.
Well, I appreciate your perspective. I appreciate your attitude, and I think it's good for people to hear that, from someone who has coronavirus right now, like this is your outlook, it's good.
I'm fine. It's like a flu, but actually, I haven't had the flu or a cold in over 30 decades, 30 years. I mean, I just don't get sick. So when I got tested positive for this, it was a little bit of a stunner, but still is what it is. And maybe that's why I'm asymptomatic, is because I am so healthy. Not sure, but Mark's, I don't know.
What would you say to people who have a fear, not even so much because of like hype, but just because it's still so unknown? There's not a vaccine.
Hmm.
People who maybe have all the facts, like okay, I know a lot of people are asymptomatic, but I still don't want this unknown virus spreading.
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, every time we get a flu strain, they do a vaccine. Less than 40% of the people take advantage of that. They don't get the flu shot, and they take their chances. And if they become symptomatic, like, oh, I'm achy, I think I might have a flu bug, you stay home. You stay home. You drink lots of fluids. You stay away from people for a while until it runs its course. And so, yeah, do we know exactly what this? We don't know all the details, and that's part of the problem. We don't know, and so people are catastrophizing this whole situation when it doesn't need to be. Let's take it as it comes. Be smart, be proactive, don't be stupid, but live your life. That's what I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I appreciate your
The
time.
world according to Jerry.
I like that perspective. I'll get on board with that. Are there some photos of you and your husband that we could have permission to use, like
You
for
can.
holiday
You
stuff?
can.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the cruise was amazing. Hong Kong, Taipei, Taiwan. People think it's Taipei. It is Taipei. It's Taipei in Chinese because my husband speaks Chinese.
Oh,
He served. One of the reasons we were excited about this trip is he lived for 2 years in Taiwan. He served a 2-year mission for our church. We're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Day Saints, and so he served a mission there. So he was so excited to take me back. I love Taipei. I love Vietnam. We loved it all. It was absolutely fabulous. And people say, "Will you go on a cruise again?" Yeah, we have another one booked in May because we have 3 kids graduating from college, and we're going to take them on a cruise. So yeah, we're not afraid to live our lives and to go on another cruise. This was a weird thing. This was a fluke, and I'm not going to live in fear and say, oh well, this happened, so I'm never going to do this again. That's not how we roll at all.
sure. Well, good, good. Where's your next cruise, by the way?
Alaska.
Oh, gorgeous.
I know.
Fabulous. Well, cool. Well,
Yeah.
anything else that you want to add before we wrap up?
I would just say, just kind of what I've already said, that just be smart and take care of yourself, and be kind. That's a big one of mine. Be kind to everyone around you, and live your life in a way that means something and that matters. That's what I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I just because our company requires it, the photos that we might look to use, I just have to get your like a written permission, so I'll text you that if that's all right.
That sounds fine.
Okay, thank you. And then I have to ask, you spell your last name Sen. Are there any? I'm from Minnesota. Any Midwest or Scandinavian ties?
We definitely have Scandinavia. So I'm a Larson with an O-N, so I'm Swedish, and my husband is Danish.
Oh,
So
cool.
all of our ancestors come from Sweden or Denmark. Yes,
Yeah. Anytime I hear Sen, I think okay, there's obviously it's something Nordic, so or Scandinavian. Cool.
absolutely. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for your time here. Oh, just
You're
want to
welcome.
confirm. He is it's Folsom that he's heading to. Is it Folsom Mercy Hospital? Is that?
Okay, so I'm sorry, Becky, you broke up. Say it one more time.
Is it Mercy Hospital in Folsom where he's heading?
I know it's somewhere in Folsom. I don't know the name of the hospital.
Okay, okay,
I
sure.
think if he probably said that, then he would know more than me. But yeah, that's probably it.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks, and I hope we can be in touch periodically. And I wish the best for you and your husband, and safe travels to you when you come
Thank
down
you.
soon. I hope.
Yeah, thank you. I hopefully it'll be really soon. That's what I'm hoping for. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. It's nice to talk with you.
Thanks, Becca. Okay.
Take care.
Bye bye.